Everyone, it's Linda McKenna coming to you from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services, and today we're talking for Tuesday Talks on a great subject matter that we decided to talk about. It is signs that your senior loved one needs medical intervention and assistance of daily living. Well, this comes into play with a lot of our senior loved ones, whoever that it may be, that they do not want to give up their independence. In fact, today, amongst my many calls that I've been sought out, three of my clients were so reluctant in placing their senior loved one, not only for their own guilt, but the fact that they always promised their mother, their father, grandmother, grandfather, that they would never, ever place them in a nursing home. Again, that's not the terms that we use for senior living, especially assisted living, memory care, or even independent living. It's senior living. They live. Um, a nursing home is employed differently. It's negative a connotation, and some require that care, but most could be accommodated in a senior living environment. So yes, it's guilt. Yes, they feel like they gave up on their promises to their loved one, and but it's really taxing not only on them as being their main caregiver, but are they really giving the care that they require? But also not having socialization, actually being isolated and not being stimulated on a daily basis is not conducive to the well-being of a senior. So you're actually doing them more justice by looking into senior living than them staying home alone or under your care, that you're exhausted, and God forbid, like I told somebody today, what would happen to you as your mother's main caregiver if you're not feeling well? And this was through a very emotional conversation I had with her, that what would happen if you go to the hospital or that you become incapacitated? It really puts a thought process. So that's why I say, signs that your senior loved one needs medical intervention. I will never put the blame on a physician by any means, but getting the feedback and the support of your mother, father, your senior loved one's primary care physician that knows them for so many years, their involvement of this decision process is so valuable. It's priceless. And quite honest with you, most of your senior loved ones will listen to their primary care physician. I'm not putting them in any precarious situation that the primary care physician is intervening and suggesting putting them away. It's really with medical advice that they're recommending it. So it actually aids in your decision process, and you actually have somebody on your team who is actually suggesting it as well, that is deemed very valuable in the family, and is deemed very important in the care of their patient. So medical intervention, I believe, is important. A lot of things are ignored at home as well too. Not saying that you're not a good caregiver, but sometimes, like I spoke to somebody today, is, well, mom doesn't really get up much. Really, she just goes, to the bathroom every couple of times a day. She's really refusing to eat. They take a toll on you. They know how to manipulate you as well too. It's like bringing up a child to this scenario, but at the same time, um, they're not really getting the benefit of really having a good quality of life. So senior living really could be beneficial. Okay, now when we talk about the subject matter of assistance with daily living, my daughter being an occupational therapist, we did have a little conversations about that in our Tuesday talks. But I also want to make sure that you realize that this needs to be looked upon on a real regular basis. If your senior loved one is having issues with being incontinent. So toileting is an issue, one of your activities of daily living. Um, Eating nutritiously, refusing some food and something that's not to their taste buds anymore. They're not getting their nutritional enrichment rather, and they're not eating properly. Also, grooming. Sometimes they're not wanting to get dressed, stay in pajamas all day, not dressing as well, not able to comb their hair, brush their teeth, dentures, cleaning, any of those things that we take for granted that we do every day, they're not wanting to do. Bathing is an issue. Why they have a fear of falling. So these activities of daily living, even ambulating, walking, is um, sacrificed or is being challenged because of them not wanting to do it or their fear. So these activities of daily living is something that we need to recognize, and we need to report that to the doctor as well. And that could be enhanced in senior living with a professional caregiver as well. So there is some changes in physical function and mental status as well that you need to keep a good eye on. Is your senior loved one difficult staying on task? Maybe there's a memory issue. Not having or being able to keep track of time. Again, sequencing. Sleeping, napping for most of the day. Some signs of dementia that they sleep during the day and they're up all night, which they call sundowners. Having a poor diet or noticing significant weight loss. These are ones that, of course, are living on their own and they might not be eating on a regular basis or most nutritious food. And let's be honest, living home alone and eating by yourself, it's not fun. So they might be, eating frozen food dinners that are laden with salt. And if somebody has hypertensive blood pressure, this could cause issues as well too. But there is significant weight loss because they're not feeling like to eat. Um, are they declining in social ability, meaning that are they withdrawing from social activities or not wanting to get involved, that they're somewhat in a depression? If your mother was somebody that was so vibrant and now she's not wanting to go out or doing any activity, that is a concern. A decline in vision and cognitive skills. Vision, let's be honest, we all experience that as we get older, that there is vision loss. Guess what? Shouldn't be driving, correct? Cataracts or macular degeneration. So if there's a low vision issue, they're also probably not reading. There's a lot of things that we take for granted by taking our medication right. Are they reading it correctly, or paying attention to the finest details? Cognitive skills goes along those lines as well. Are they making the right decisions? Are they grasping really what the doctor is telling them what to do? So there might be dementia or some cognitive delay. Changes in emotions and extreme motion, mood swings. Oh, that is so prevalent with seniors. Yes, there is depression because they keep reflecting of what things used to be and they're not there anymore. So, again, are they having mood swings that they cry all day? These are things that we need to really be attentive to. Trouble with transferring and getting from a seat position to a standing position. Very important. These are one of the criteria that is appropriate for senior living. We cannot have bed-bound individuals. But like the old saying, if somebody's having difficulty doing that, there's a chances of falling upon transferring. But more important, as I tell every senior, you don't use it, you lose it. So the fear of falling plus them not being strong enough core-wise and the lower extremities to hold their weight, transferring is going to be an issue. Core strength is just as important because you're going to use your arms and your spine area to support you getting up and transferring. So again, very, very important. Difficulty with gait, walking, balance, and mobility. Very important because we want to prevent falls before they happen. So physical therapy is something that we want to engage upon. But again, is there a balance issue? I am home. I don't need to use my walker. I don't need to use my cane. I know the landscape of my house. Wrong scenario. If you need an assistive device to help you with your balance, you should be using it all the time. Unidentified and unexplained bruising or injuries, falls, bumping into doorways, um, scratches, bruises. Those are signs of that there's accidents that are happening or bumping into things that causes them to have a bruise. Again, that is off balance. Identifying that there is now uncertainty and confusion when performing one a familiar task. Um, if somebody did this every single day of their lives and now they're having difficulty in putting the process together with seniors, there is a situation because if they're losing their processing and their cognitive ability with it and not able to really stay on track, it's a situation. Um, Extreme forgetfulness, we all attest to that, but extreme means not knowing what day of the week, what time of the day it is, who is the president, a lot of forgetful things. And especially if they're forgetting, how are they managing their own medication, taking it on time, or taking the incorrect dosages. So these items, as you can see, these are real concerns. Are they missing important functions and appointments, such as doctor's visits? They can't get there. I don't want the doctors to see me in my physical position, or the way I'm dressed, or even going to their place of work. If they're staying away from it, they don't want their friends to see the way they look, or they might judge me. So staying away from functions, maybe they forgot, but also they're avoiding it. Consistent use in poor judgment and behavior, such as falling for scams, sales pitches, giveaway money, bill paying. This is a big thing for our seniors, is being exploited. Getting a phone call, your grandson is in jail. We need you to wire money. We need your credit card number. I need your social security number. This is very prevalent among seniors, and these people that exploit them really know how to go after them. So you want to preserve their dignity and their protection of their financial resources. Another thing that you want to do is look at their changes in personal hygiene. If they're not bathing as often, if the house smells of urine, or they're not grooming, like we talked about the ADLs, and doing oral care. This is some concerns that you really want to address. That personal hygiene is important for their well-being. And then there is that topic of neglect of household responsibilities. If there is food in the refrigerator that has spoiled and it's weeks old, spoiling, spoiled food is not healthy for anybody to eat. Looking into the cupboards or going into their pantry and seeing old dated food, a no-no. Things that have expired. Are they not constantly getting rid of old food or outdated, spoiled food? Is the laundry adding up, that they're not cleaning their clothes as often or wearing the same clothes? But at the same time, is the house cluttered, hoarding, not willing to get rid of anything? That is also very bad for walking in their home. But extreme clutter and hoarding is really a mental issue they're not wanting to get rid of, but it also could be a barrier for their safety in their own home. There's stains on furniture, maybe, urine soaked, or spillage of, a food on the couch or on the furniture or carpets is a concern. Is their payment of bills, bouncing checks because they're not paying on time, getting calls from collection agencies, or their mailbox is overflowing with mail? Um, is the electric being threatened to be turned off because they didn't pay their bills on time? and unexplained dents and scratches in their car. There's a lot of hit and run these days. I see the police blotter. They should not be driving if they have vision issues or cognitive delay. So if you're seeing bumps in their car, there's an issue. So these are the things that you want to discuss with them and point out to their physician. I always say a good tale is to do a journal and keep this part of record keeping. So when you do have a private consultation with their primary care physician before you bring your mother or father with you, they could be braced on all this new information. We want to make sure that they're safe, your senior loved one, in a loving environment, enriched with activities during the day, and a reason to get up each day and enjoy and socialize and get to see that smile again. I promise you, it's there. So, to no further ado, I wish you all well, especially our doctors. This coming Thursday is Doctor's Day, so we wish them well. Seek out to your doctors for your senior loved ones. And last but not least, keep an eye on your loved ones on a regular basis. And don't be threatened about doing senior living. As always, I always direct you to my website. It is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. You'll see a whole host of information there, bio, demographics, testimonials, various options, resources, and all these video talks are there as well, and a way of getting in touch with me. It's always a privilege to talk with you, and if you have any questions, reach out to me, okay? I'm always here, and I have a good broad shoulders, and I do listen a lot, as much as I talk a lot. So as always, thank you for tuning in for Tuesday Talks with Linda McKenna of Golden Rule Senior Placement Services. Bye-bye now, and have a blessed week, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye-bye now.